Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another Kind of Funny Reacts. I'm Nick Scarpino. This is the Mountain Greg Miller.
Hey, how you doing, Nick?
I'm good, man. We're at PAX right now.
Yeah.
This is cool.
Yeah.
I want to point out real quick before we start, you've been asked to be shorter today.
Yeah.
Show the people what you really look like next to me. Yeah.
Tall, too tall.
That's
so I got to do
tall,
the, I'm doing the wide stance here.
We just played Prey.
Yeah, worth
Again.
pointing out.
Yes.
This Reacts, sponsored by Amazon and Bethesda, so you can take everything we say with a grain of salt. Worth pointing out, I think, we only took the deal because you played Prey and we already knew we liked it.
We liked it, yeah. So it's kind of
we were like all in, like, want to get us some money?
Yeah, so I saw the game a little while ago.
Yeah.
I liked it.
Yeah.
I brought it back. We did a Let's Play. It was really cool.
Yeah, you showed me, you showed your first playthrough over
Right.
on youtube.com.
You were like, wow, this game's actually pretty cool. Nick, maybe you do have good taste.
Yeah, well, I won't go that far. But no, the game looked really cool. And that was the thing. From the time they showed that first Prey trailer, everybody kind of went crazy for it.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know. And then you showed your Let's Play of it, and going through in the head games of it, and being in the space station, but it looks like this, and you think you're outside, and there's head.
Right.
I was like, all right, this game's psychological. It's awesome. I can't wait to see more. And you kept saying, yeah, it looks good, but we didn't get to see the powers. I want to see the powers.
Right.
And I didn't even, not, you know, trying to stay on media blackout of it, I didn't know much about the powers. So to get in today and actually use the powers, Prey's awesome.
Yeah, that was really cool. It's really, really robust. There's a lot of stuff in there,
Yeah.
right? So I was like, we were taking notes during the gameplay session. I was like, I'm not going to remember any of this.
Sure.
I'm glad Greg's here. You've got a memory like an elephant, which is fantastic.
Well, I write it all down. That's why I did
probably
it.
a better
so we
way to do it.
We played Hardware Labs.
Right.
It's an extension of that. You're still on the space station, of course,
Right.
not too far off.
It takes place a little bit from where I was.
A few hours, yeah, because
yeah.
you have, I think you have 3 powers at your disposal.
Right.
These alien powers. And what I dug so much about the original Let's Play we did was, all right, cool, it's cerebral, what's happening, this awesome soundtrack, all these different things are happening, and that's rad. But it gave me that Bioshock feel. To actually get to play it now and have it be an even more science fiction Bioshock.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
Yeah,
you're running
that's
around
exactly how
and
it
the enemies
feels.
we saw in your Let's Play were mimics and phantoms. Mimics can become anything.
Right.
We already have that power now to become, we can mimic anything as well.
Right.
So, you know, their initial attempts are, you know, okay, I take over a coffee cup, I take over like a fire extinguisher lay there.
Right.
And the idea behind it is a cool concept of a phantom sees you, you want to get the drop on them, you run, you break line of sight, then you see something around the corner, turn into that, then they come around, they're like,
where'd he go?
Where'd he go? And then you stalk them as a little canister, which is pretty cool.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, and that was rad, and being able to see that, but then I thought it was really nice of, since they're using a cheat code build, they already got it maxed out. They showed, you know, okay, you know, you can mimic then these flying machines to then get you up to secret areas that you wouldn't be able to see. And it's not Metroidvania per se, but it is like, oh, I see something up there and I don't have it now, I wonder how I can do it.
Right, and there's multiple other ways of getting up there potentially as well.
Exactly.
Like we saw a little bit of using the glue gun to potentially make steps to get up to areas, which is cool.
Well,
we saw another alien power where you could actually turn yourself into an object and then catapult yourself up to something.
You can basically do like the rocket jump or whatever. Like
which seems like it might be more trouble than it's worth.
Yeah, but it was cool
really
to see because there's a new power of TK Blast. TK Blast seemed really cool. Yeah, you can use yourself to propel yourself up.
Right.
But when you turn it on, you hold the left trigger, and that's where I'm playing with the controller. Come at me. You hold the left trigger, time stops.
Yeah.
And then when you move, it moves. Kind of like Super Hot for like the concept of it.
Right.
And so you can use it to get the drop and use it a different way. And I like that a lot.
You use it to slow down the game. You really, you have a better sense that you can use the powers a little more efficiently.
Yeah.
Because you're not kind of forced to kind of be in the, you know, the constant back and forth of it.
Right.
I thought it was cool.
Yeah, no, the game's cool. What I really dug about it, I know this is such a buzzword term thing of like, you can play it your way.
Yeah.
It was the fact of like, there was a door being blocked by an electrical panel that was sparking.
Right.
And it had a you know, a wrench on it saying that if you have that leveled up, you can go in there and fix that. We didn't have it, but we had the glue gun. So you shot it and it you know, foams over, and that's a temporary solution to get past it. Coming back, it was the same thing. They tossed an EMP grenade at it that then shorted it out for a period of time so you could get through it. I like that idea that it's not, because when your Let's Play showed you the 3 like skill trees to put out, this one had 3 alien powers on top of that for 6. I like that I'm not forced and funneled into one way of playing to get through that idea.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. They were saying also, you know, a little bit like you can max out your powers as more of a human character and play it that way.
Yeah, you don't need to go into the alien stuff.
hardcore into the alien stuff.
But you're going into that alien stuff.
You're gonna want to. It's really cool. What do you think of the space stuff?
The space stuff was really nice, and that was another one where I was like, oh, that's a really cool idea. So the mission we were doing was, we need to get through this door, so we need a key card. We don't have it. Where's that person? You go to a computer terminal. This I thought was rad.
That was rad,
when you're seeing the phantoms and the enemies in the game, they have human names or whatever because they were at one time human beings on the space station. And so when you go to any terminal, you can go into the personnel logs and see where people's bodies are if they still have the tagger on. And if they're alive, you can see that they're still alive and try to find them. And then you can drop a waypoint and go find those people. So this was a story-driven mission. It showed us how to get to this person. You get there and he's floating in 0G and his car's right in front of him. You're on the other side of glass. So all of a sudden, then you have to go make a zero-G like booster pack or whatever.
Yeah, let's talk about that for a second, because I like that concept of obviously you find all the stuff around the world, you craft parts, but the way you do it is by throwing them into this gigantic recycler that like rejiggers the molecules and spits out these little tiny cubes of like raw materials.
Yeah, raw
and then you can take those over and it'll 3D print from those.
Anything you have, if you have the blueprint for that thing, you can go there, and that includes ammo, guns, and then this what would be a jetpack, because you can use it now to jump, glide jump. But more importantly, in zero-G, you go out into space and you can do that. In space is hard to do, and zero-G is hard to do.
Yeah.
And I like, a big up for me was like, we were about to go outside of the space station for the first time, and you were like, well, do I have to worry about my oxygen running out?
Right.
And they were like, no. And like you jump out and you have unlimited thrust. Like if it has a little speedometer, and if it gets into the red, what that means is if you hit something, you're going to take damage, which I thought was cool.
You've got too much inertia, so you're going to hit some damage, right?
And so I thought, because usually when you want to do something, you want to free spacewalk in a game that's not really about spacewalking. It is. All right, you're limited by your O2.
Right.
You only have so much thrust.
Your heart's going to start beating faster.
Exactly.
And you're like, I don't want to.
Kind of like Borderlands, where they had oxygen on the moon or whatever.
Right.
This doesn't have that, and actually, what was interesting, they talked about how being in the space around the space station is kind of an open world.
Yeah.
Once you unlock an airlock and you go out, you can then go around the space station and
back into that airlock.
In the real world, or into another airlock if you have it open.
Yeah.
There are derelict shuttles out there. There are materials to go find. There are enemies to fight. Like it's actually really cool, and it's obviously you can see how it's going to play into the end. Because for me, what I like about Prey, and is that it gives me such BioShock vibes of the narrative of what's happening. I really do want to know, how did we get here and what happened and who am I in this world? And then to be out there, and have it be like we all know BioShock. All right, cool. At some point, I'm gonna have to go back to the first area. Now I don't have to run through everything. I can use the airlock to go around and come back in the other way.
I like that.
But you came in, you get the card, you go through, enemy fight. Cool guns. Shotgun's nice as always.
Shotgun, you gotta have that shot. You get that early in the game, by the way, which is good.
Oh, really?
You can obviously upgrade those weapons as well.
Yeah.
So there's a system for that, which is cool. I don't know, I liked it. Final thoughts, what do you think?
I've been stoked for Prey since your Let's Play.
Okay.
And so that now we're here, I got to finally play it. It plays the way you think it would play. I want to check my notes, see if anything.
I'm gonna check your mic.
You got the telemetry. Don't touch it!
Your throat.
Well, you know what? It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, what else
3D print everything, outside space station, no O2, derelict station, revolver. I think we actually nailed everything.
I'm gonna give a shout out to some, like how they give you information in the game though.
Yeah.
Like I love the idea, like you go, like when you're watching videos, they present those to you in a little crazy way.
Yeah.
Like we got to the stage where it was that 3D video.
Right.
So you've got 3 screens that are set up in a triangle, and as you're going around, and you're actually able to see what was happening in that room. In the hours prior to this event, this cataclysmic thing that's happened. And there's like little hidden things in there too. So there's a lot of Easter eggs that I think are gonna be fun to find if you have the desire to. Well, I probably will love them for about an hour, and then be like, no, I gotta just get to this.
You're just gonna get because you stay and you watch long enough, you see a secret entrance and where these guys hidden some stuff, and then it's the same thing of I'm playing the game that isn't like my copy of the game obviously, and I'm going up to the computer terminals and I'm like, let's read about this email. Oh, they were drinking in this place. I wonder what they were doing there. And that's the thing that's cool is like, okay, cool. You want to know what happened to those people? You can go find their bodies and see what happened. I'm like, that's rad. That's
maybe they'll attack you, or maybe they're just burned to death. So you'll
probably burn to death.
Yeah, probably.
You'll burn them to death. So Prey's great. Take it with a grain of salt though. This was brought to you by Amazon and Bethesda. We already said we liked it before they paid us, but no big deal. Remember, you can pre-order Prey on Amazon, and if you go there, you get that Twitch Prime with your Amazon Prime. You get 20% off games. You get a free Switch subscription, which kind of funny games you really like, and you also get free game loot and goods and stuff like that. So it's a good deal.
Cool.
May 5th, that's Prey's release date. I can't wait to get a copy. Until then, it's been a pleasure to serve you.